Hi, welcome back to Blue Mountain Bushcraft and Outdoors. So several months ago I was contacted by a company by the name of Jeo Tec. They're a Spanish knife making company, and they asked if I would take a look at one of their knives for them. If I thought it was worthy of doing a review, I could do a review. If not, no big deal. I said sure, because I'm a knife nut. So they sent this to me and I've been testing it ever since, and if you want to see a little bit more of this, stay tuned. Okay, so like I had said, Jeo Tec contacted me a while back and asked if I would take a look at one of their knives and possibly do a review. So I was very upfront with them. I told them, listen, I'll look at it, but if it's not review worthy, if I don't like it, I'm just not going to do the review. And they were fine with that. They haven't pestered me at all about getting this done. And like I said, I've had this for a while. I told them it was going to take me some time to get to it. But this is a Jeo Tec. We'll show you the symbol that they put on their knife. And this is the number 7 model. Alright, so obviously I've been impressed enough with this knife to bring it to a video to show to you guys. It's pretty sweet setup. So let's find a flat spot we can put this down, just go over some real quick specs. We'll put this to some work, and I'll just give you my final thoughts on it. Alright guys, so like I said, this is the Jeo Tec number 7. This model is made out of N690 Böhler stainless steel. So it's not a powdered metal steel, not one of the crucibles or anything like that, but it is a very high quality stainless. I believe they have the Rockwell somewhere between 59 and 60. The blade itself is just shy of 5 inches. The overall length, if I remember correctly, is right around 10 inches. Thickness is about 0.2, so just a hair over 3/16. The scales on this one are almost a tan color, semi-polished micarta. Not sure if that texturing is going to show up real well here or not. You can see it's got some rounded grooves in it. They're not uncomfortable at all. They do give you a little bit of extra purchase on it, and they are held in place by hex head screws, so they are removable. Jeo Tec has put 2 different lanyard holds in here. You've got one in the back on the exposed pommel and one up front here in the guard. Pretty nice feature. So if you want to run a loop across there to act as a hand guard or to keep your hand in place, you could certainly do that, or just have a forward lanyard if that's your thing. You can see that this has a generous choil cut into it, and there's also a bit of a divot up here for ergonomics. Really doesn't have any other purpose other than that. I actually really rather like it. It does not get in the way at all, and when you are choked up, it really does aid in the comfort level of this knife. There's no jimping anywhere. You can see it's filthy from use. The handles are kind of flat. There's no real palm swell built into them. This direction, you've got a bit of a swell here, and some contouring along the back. Overall though, it is a very comfortable knife. The handle is excellent, and I've had no issues with this whatsoever as far as comfort goes. Now, one of the things I wasn't really sure about with this knife when I first received it was the overall design. My initial impression was that I'd much rather see all this space in here eliminated and the blade brought all the way back to the handle. That would give you a lot more fine control and make for a more compact package. But after using this for a bit, I kind of understand what they've done here. The ergonomics for being choked up are really very, very good. It's really quite well done. And having this extra space back here in the handle actually allows you to do a little bit of light chopping with this knife. It does a pretty good job at that. Okay, so you can see even without a lanyard back here, which would be beneficial for doing some light chopping, it's quite comfortable. This curve back here allows a pretty nice grip, and the knife doesn't want to fly out of your hands. You know, obviously this isn't going to be an axe or anything like that, but for light work it's quite doable. This piece of wood that I'm chopping on here is a piece of very old, seasoned, hard red oak, and if you have any weaknesses in your edge, this stuff will bring it out in short order. And as you can see, well, maybe you can't, but there's no problems with the edge at all. It's every bit as sharp as when I started with it. Their heat treat on this steel has been quite good. So let me go grab my saw. We'll cut a piece of this, baton it down. We'll make a small fire, show you a little bit of food prep, and we'll wrap this up. Yeah, that was no problem at all, was it? The flat grind on here is pretty well done. Nice thin edge, and this knife carves really well. The handle is pretty comfortable for this choked up position. Alright, so in addition to being pretty good at wood processing and carving due to that nice fine flat grind, this is also going to excel at food prep. And I've done some food prep with this at home in the kitchen, and it's done quite a good job. So I'm not going to prepare a full meal out here, but we will cut up this apple just so you can see the slicing ability of the knife. Stainless steel, so food prep should be one of its strong suits. You can see that even after all the wood processing that we've done with it today, getting some of those real nice fine slices is not an issue. So I guess the next question you guys are interested in is, how is the spine? Well, the spine is kind of interesting actually. It feels like it's a little bit domed, a little bit, and that may just be my perception, but I don't think it's completely flat. However, these these corners here, yeah, they're nice and sharp, and they do an excellent job with a ferro rod. Scrape up a little fat wood just to help that fire get going a little more quickly. Okay guys, so the last thing that we have to talk about really with this knife is the sheath that it comes with. Jeo Tec offers two different sheath systems for this. The one that they sent to me is a nylon sheath with a gigantic pouch built onto the front of it. Take a look at this. There are multiple points along here where you can run some cord through for lashing. There is a very nice sturdy nylon strap here with a good button, no Velcro. I like that. The nylon that this is built out of seems to be fairly heavy duty. Appears to be a leather welt in the middle of it. A couple of straps here, so I guess you could use that to lash to, or maybe even run your belt through that, carry it scout style if that's your thing. Big thing here is this enormous pouch. I mean, it's cavernous. You could fit all sorts of stuff in here. Like I said, the pouch is pretty big. It's got a Fastex style buckle on here. There really isn't any kind of adjustment for tightening that up. It just is what it is. The pouch itself is reasonably rigid. So in here today I have a knife sharpener, a flashlight, Nexotec ferro rod, and a lighter. And there's plenty more room left in here. You can actually fit a full-size Altoids tin in here with room to spare. Well, this isn't my preferred style of sheath. It seems to be very well made. It's sturdy. Stitching's well made. Quality of the materials feels pretty good. I really can't say anything bad about the sheath. Okay, so let's finish talking about the knife. The ergonomics on this blade, like I said, are very good. I have large size hands and I've got plenty of room on here. You can choke back for some chopping. You got plenty of room for a standard grip. You can choke up. This cutout here just gives it a little bit more comfort when you're choked up doing these different types of grips. You can choke way up on the blade and work with it like this due to that nice choil. You've got a lot of options. Two different holes here for looping a lanyard through. A very nice flat grind. Despite it being a fairly thick spine, that broad blade profile really allows it to narrow down and be pretty thin behind the edge. The Jeo Tec seems to have done a very nice job with this Böhler N690 stainless steel. It's held a very good edge. The only thing that I've done to it over the course of time that I've had it is touch it up on ceramic sticks. Now, I will say that as I received this, the edge grind is just a little bit uneven. Alright, and I talked to my contact at Jeo Tec, and he was pretty upset to hear that. So I think they've probably taken care of addressing whatever led to that issue, but that hasn't impacted the way this thing has performed, and it's something that I think will be very easy for me to clean up, which now that this review is done, I intend to do that. Alright guys, let's sum things up. What do I think about this knife? Well, the overall design is very good. It allows for a little bit of light chopping. It's comfortable when you're choked up on it to do fine work. The nice high flat grind allows for a reasonably thick spine, so that makes this thing very sturdy. At the same time, it allows for a pretty thin edge. That thin high flat grind does a great job on food prep. The edge holds up just fine to batoning, light chopping. Handle's comfortable. You know, like I said, overall I think this is a winner, guys. If you're in the market for this style of knife, I can recommend this one. I said this is a Jeo Tec No7 Böhler N690 steel. They have a variety of different handles. They've got wood handles, they've got different color micarta, liners, and they have a couple of different sheath options. I think these blades run about $110, $120, and if you're in the market for this style of knife, stainless steel, I can give it my full recommendation. I like it a lot. Probably what I'll end up doing is making my own leather sheath, something a little bit more low profile, but yeah, this is a keeper, guys. Go check them out. I'll put a link down below, an Amazon link. If you choose to purchase through that, you'll help me out a little bit. I don't push the Amazon thing a whole lot, but I do get a little bit of extra if you guys choose to do that. Alright, well, that's it for today. Thanks for checking out this Jeo Tec No7 with me. And I'm going to finish my afternoon in the woods, drink my tea, clean up my fire, and head home. See you guys.